Hi, and welcome to quidprosequo. I'm Zach,
And I'm Rin.
and today we are back after our hiatus from NaNoWriMo and from December and all of the end of the year festivities. And we are back to talk about New Year's resolutions, specifically as it relates to writing, because this is a writing podcast and not a lifestyle podcast. So Rin and I are going to be sharing some of our writing related resolutions that we have for this year.
Perfect. Yeah, on the very first season of Quid Pros Quo, if we count seasons as years, which is crazy that we're now on season 4. Granted, season 1 was
Wow.
like 11 episodes, but like it's okay. Um, but we did this with our original co-hosts and then never had any follow-up on it. So one of the goals for my written New Year's resolutions, we do a New Year's resolution wrap up at the end of the year. I think that would be good.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a great idea.
Sweet. My first resolution is to finish 2 novels to publication ready, and those 2 novels are going to be my Mad Hatter prequel, tentative working title A Lovely Little Cup of Madness, and Dawnless, which I've talked about on the podcast before. And I published my first book in 2021 and I proceeded to not get anything else ready to publish. And I feel like that was an error on my part. So I'm trying to correct the error of my ways this year and publish more stuff.
Hey, that's a great goal. That's a great goal. It's a big goal. I think it's awesome that you're working on building out your offerings for your author website. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
And it looks like you're, at least from the show notes, the way that you're going to go about this is changing a little bit in the upcoming year.
It is. Do you want me to go into that next or do you
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, so instead of doing a word-based goal, like, oh, I want to write X many words this year, which I've never even set a specific word-based goal. Like I've had like smaller goals within the year for words. But like I've never said like one big, oh, I want to do like 1 million words this year, which is like a total challenge that people do. But I'm
Yeah.
doing a time-based goal instead of a word-based goal. My goal is to do 400 hours of writing this year. Half of that is planned to be actual drafting. A quarter of it is going to be admin stuff, and another quarter of it is just going to be fun stuff like brainstorming, other miscellaneous fun writing things like fantasy journaling or like things that aren't like really drafting or administrative or editing work, but they still count as writing. And to do this,
Yeah.
I have an insane spreadsheet. I took like 6 hours making this. I forgot one thing on it and now I need to amend it. And like that's going to take another like half an hour. But it is the most insane spreadsheet. And I think I'm going to put it up on my Patreon. So if you guys want to see this spreadsheet, I'll describe it in just a second. You can check it out on my Patreon. Um, but it has, if I can find the file, I just had it. I have it finding my best weekday like average for the month for each month, the most hours I spend on it writing in a month, the most words I spend because I'm still tracking words even if it's not my goal. Um,
Mhm.
and I'm doing all sorts of crazy calculations, which is just so hard to explain without taking up another 10 minutes of the podcast. But it's such a cool spreadsheet, guys. I have been learning so many marketable skills. I'm doing so great. But yeah, that's it for my goals. Well, it's not it for my goals. I have a few more goals. I'll let Zach do 1 or 2 of his goals,
Sure.
resolutions.
Yeah. I one of the things that I am thinking about and that I want to put into practice this year is doing more writing and less marketing or less spinning my wheels on marketing. Partly this is a function of where I'm at inside of my writing career. Like I have a couple of short story publications. Um, but other than that, I don't really have much for people to to buy. Um, so there's a part of the decision coming from that, but the other part of the decision is trying to leverage the law of comparative advantage. And this is something that we talked about in our series about economics for writers. But basically, I suck at social media. I am not very good at it. It's something that is very challenging for me. And to be able to become better at it would require a big investment of time and resources on my part. And I feel like those time and resources are better spent in other places, like writing. Um, so this year I'm looking into making investments inside of other people who have already honed those skills in order to cover the marketing base for me because I really struggle with it. So why not
Yeah,
hire somebody who doesn't struggle with it?
that makes a lot of sense. And I thought about doing that, especially because the last couple months social media has been such a struggle for me. But I'm also like, I don't know, I have long-term goals in play. I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend money on my social media quite yet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I love that you're doing that because I think that's really smart. Like like you said, it's leveraging the law of comparative advantage, it's working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping that by saving time with the social media stuff, I can focus more on the writing so that I have more stuff to put onto the writing page. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is I want to spend less time writing alone. This past year, my wife and I started doing something where we started doing work in parallel with each other. And I got the idea because when I taught preschool, yes, I did teach preschool many moons ago. Um, when I taught preschool, we had like one of the things that we talked about was how kids will often play in parallel to each other, where they're not playing with each other, but they are playing in the same space as each other. And so, what my wife and I would do is that we would be working in parallel, where we're not working with each other, but we're both working on something at the same time. And when it came to writing, that was something that was really great for both me and for her. And that's something that I want to continue this year is more time for parallel writing at home as well as with writers online and locally. And that kind of goes into the other aspect of this resolution is continuing to participate in communities. Um, Last year, I got involved inside of a writing server on Discord, which has been awesome for me. I've met so many cool people there. It's just been a really great experience. So I want to continue investing time and energy into building relationships there. And then another way that I'm doing this is by judging a writing contest. In the state of Utah, there is a writers organization called the League of Utah Writers. And one of their chapters is doing a writing contest, and they were asking for volunteers to judge it. And I said, I will do it last year. So that was my first year doing it. And at the end of last year, they reached out to me and said, would you like to do it again? And I said, yes. So I'm going to be judging a writing contest this year. So I'm excited about that.
Fantastic. I love that for you. Yeah, I didn't put this in my resolutions, but I want to continue to be involved with the community as well. And I'll talk about this more in our next week's episode, on our NaNoWriMo reflections because I was an ML. So I have a whole set of reflections on that.
Oh, that'll be super exciting to hear. I'm really interested in hearing how your experience was as an ML because I got a little bit of it throughout the month, but then December hit and it was just like, okay, survive.
Yeah, I feel that so hard. I have two more goals, and I kind of touched on one of them, and then we're going to do Zach's last goal, which is big, exciting news. For the podcast I already mentioned, I guess I've touched on both of them actually. For the podcast I mentioned, I want to do the wrap up at the end of the year. In addition to that, I want to do a bunch of guests on the podcast. I think I want to do bi-monthly guests on the podcast, so a guest every other month, not two guests a month, because I know bi-monthly can be confusing. Um,
Gosh darn it,
but
English and your indeterminate words.
yeah, exactly. So we've been teasing having Zach's wife on for historicity, which I still can't say that word. episode, an episode on
Yeah,
history, and
historicity, historical consciousness, all of that good stuff. And it's coming. It's coming,
it's
guys.
coming. We pinky promise it will come. Um, I recently got into a new relationship, and my boyfriend is also a writer, and I want him on to do memoirs, which I have not talked to Zach about yet, but I kept meaning to do it, and then I kept forgetting every time I was texting Zach, so he's hearing this for the first time too. But like memoir episode,
Well,
nonfiction.
hey, we got a third of the guests already lined up. We're doing great, guys.
We're doing so good, and I have a couple other podcasters I want to reach out to and see if they want to do like exchanges. So
Ooh,
it's gonna be good, guys. It's gonna
oh,
be so
that's
fun.
exciting.
Yeah, I just had to like build up the courage to cold email them because I'm like, I love your podcast. Please come on mine. This is a baby podcast, but we love it anyways. And then my last goal is weekly social media posts, which are not necessarily marketing, but engaging with the community that I'm trying to build. Because in the middle of last year, I had some degree of success on TikTok, and that was great, but then I have not touched TikTok for like 3 months. And I feel bad about that because I love my TikTok community. I'm doing heart hands. But none
For
of you
those of you
can,
who,
you have the invisible camera video feed.
yep.
But yeah, so we will do a summary of our resolutions after Zach announces his last resolution, which I'm so excited to hear about.
Yeah. So this year I'm taking the plunge. I've talked about it a couple times on the podcast that for a couple of years I've been thinking about, navigating that question between traditional publishing and self-publishing. And Quid Pros Quo has been really good in helping me to kind of make decisions about that, as well as the writing server that I mentioned earlier in the episode. But this is the year. This is the year that I am doing my debut self-published novel. I will be publishing The Black Crescent in May 2024. So in just a couple of months, you will be able to purchase this book that you have heard mentioned several times on the podcast. Um, it's currently in copy edits. So I have a copy editor who is wrapping up their edits, and I'll be going through those, making the final changes. And then in February, I'll be getting some cover art done. And then in March and April, I'll be sending out advanced reader copies. So if you're interested in getting one of those advanced reader copies, please email us because I would love to send you one. So that's quidprosequo@gmail.com. You can reach out to us on Instagram, or you can reach out to me at dcwinters@gmail.com as well. But yeah, it's super exciting.
I am so excited for this. I remember beta reading this when we were freshmen in college. Like, I can't wait to see this come to fruition. I think this is going to be so good.
It's been a long road, but we're getting to the end of it. It's so exciting.
Yeah, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's do like a quick recap of our episode and just rapid fire bullet points of what our goals are. Zach, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so more writing, less marketing, paying somebody else to do the stuff that I struggle with. Less writing alone, engaging with the community and writing in parallel with my wife. And then the Black Crescent debut coming to you May 2024.
Amazing. Not as exciting, but I'm finishing 2 novels to publication ready. Not
Are you kidding? That's super exciting.
Yeah, but they're not coming out till 2025.
That's fair.
And one of them, I'm self-publishing a lovely little cup of madness, which is the Mad Hatter prequel. But I'm going to query Dauntless.
Ooh, exciting!
Yeah, so those aren't coming out for a long while, but like yours here and immediate, and I'm so excited. Okay. I'm doing a time-based rather than a word-based goal, and that's 400 hours of writing. And this podcast recording time counts as admin time, which is great. I'm working on my writing goal right now. It's going in the insane spreadsheet, which will be up on my Patreon for January.
Awesome.
On Quid Pro Quo, we're going to have 6 guests bi-monthly. We're going to tell you about how our resolutions went at the end of the year. And then I'm trying to do weekly social media posts, which are not necessarily marketing, but engaging with the community.
Yeah. What are your what are your resolutions, guys? Please reach out to us inside of the comments that are related to this episode, wherever you find us, whether it's on Apple Podcasts. If you reach us at Instagram, you can reach us with our email as well. Let us know what your resolutions are and what we can do to support you. This has been Quid Pros Quo. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Quid Pros Quo is hosted by DC Winters and CK Jensen. If you like this episode, be sure to leave us a rating. And if you'd like to contact us, you can email us at quidprosequo@gmail.com. For more episodes, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you get your podcasts.